Truth is, I am the Senate.
Hello there, and welcome to today's video. We're going to hop into it right away because the only thing lower than Capital Games combined IQ is my audience retention rate. So, we're going to start off because obviously this is a roster review. We're going to check out my current roster, which obviously is nothing real special. I'm not a veteran player, not very experienced at the game, but this is after, say, 8 to 9 months. This is what my roster looks like for going for Sith Eternal. We have 6 relics right here, 6 out of the 14 relics you need. The 15th requirement is, where is he? He's ITB right here. He's at 5 stars, and whilst we're on ships, it's pretty easy, so we'll just recap this. Ships, I don't really have anything great, just have the Geo Trio. I have Vulture Droid to put buff immunity on Houndstooth. He seems to be missing his buff immunity pretty often, but it's fine. And yes, I do have the buff immunity upgrade. I'm not just chatting about me not landing it and not having it. Also have Phantom. Not many people know about this, but reducing the cooldown of call reinforcement is very good because you can overwhelm the opponent. If Phantom just sits under stealth the whole game, they're really not doing a whole lot, but having more ships than your opponent is obviously a huge advantage. So then there's obviously there's ITB here. He's also for what's it called, buff dispels on Houndstooth. He can be useful at some times. This, thinking about upgrading that. But yeah, nothing real special on fleets. I have a Houndstooth of my own. As you can see, my boss is gear 7. I have Rebel Y-Wing as well. Haven't upgraded him a lot. I've got my Relic Thrawn, but I don't have Chimera. And I have a gear 12 Tarkin, but 6-star Executrix. So I'm holding off on activating TIE Advanced. I can easily activate Anakin's Edda in a couple of days, but I don't really want to do that because that's a whole lot of GP inflation. And yeah, that's pretty much it for ships. Ships is pretty quick. So this is what how I'm going on Sith Eternal Emperor. And back to characters, we sort by power. So we have our legendary Revan, we've got Padme, we've got CLS down here. I don't really use them a whole lot. Revan and Padme have Zetas to make them more viable at Grand Arena. CLS is kind of a prototype team. I'm thinking of taking him up because I believe he only needs 1 stun gun. So I think he'll definitely be worth it. Old Daka is there for supporting Vader and Dooku when they're trying to like solo people. So we've got a couple of upgrades already that I've been saving up. So we'll push Anakin up to Relic 5. That will probably be a bit of a help here. And also, yes, I do have a blue mod on Anakin. I'm not sure why I have a blue mod, but I do. So it is what it is. We also have a couple of upgrades on Marauder, so I've hoarded up a lot of gear, so hopefully we can take them up pretty high. There we go, all the way up to gear level 12. Then we also have some spare pieces here. We've got his med pack, got his bayonet. His mods are still garbage, it is what it is. I'm working on this detonator here. So yeah, this guy will be a big help with like Vader solo. Well, I guess not Vader solos if he's there, but he'll be able to grant Vader potency up, and potency up is a hard counter to high tenacity brood alphas, which is a bit of a problem. So yeah, he is very slow, I have to say. 202. He's not modded with a speed set. He's just modded with crit chance, crit damage, which I believe is what you should be doing, but it's completely up to the player. So yeah, that's pretty much all for Sith Marauder. The Extinction class bomber, I don't have that up because there's just too much GP inflation. So yeah, he's up quite a bit of power since at the beginning of the video. Palpatine, I only need stun guns for him. I've got the Carbanti, so yeah, we're just waiting on stun guns, and then we can gear 12 our Palpatine as well. In my honest opinion, I think Palpatine is very overrated, but he still has viability, and his leader ability is pretty nice. Another thing to address, Dooku, I've modded him for tenacity for solos. Master Makashi, I'm not putting this Omega on. I don't like it when, what's it called? If I run him with Jango, Newt, and Dooku, then once, what's it called? Once Newt dies, he goes under stealth, and if Dooku puts everyone under stealth, then no one's under stealth, and Newt can get his second life gone just like that, so I don't want to do that. I can see why it has some uses in certain teams, but not in the teams that I run. So, for 3v3 here, our teams are, we got Vader, we're running it with Shore Trooper. Shore Trooper isn't crazy high gear. He's got some mods for protection and health. Thrawn is Relic, but he's only Relic 1. And this is supposed to kill Geos. It can kill Jedi Revans, it can kill Darth Revans. Depending on speed and turn order, because obviously I want the Darth Revan to be faster than me. But if I'm faster than the Darth Revan, then I can open up with a fracture, so it seems like a win-win. Empire, this is a complete bluff team. There's no real punch in this. There's 3 supports. Tarkin does little to no damage. I've modded my Tarkin for high protection, so he can potentially time someone out. Be due to, like, offense down. And his potency. Then we also have troopers. I did put 1 Kyrotech on Piet, but yeah, this is brutal. 2 Kyrotechs right there. Dark Trooper also requires Kyrotech, so he's also a pain, but I'm going to park him at gear 9 for the time being. Maybe after I get Sith Eternal, and I'd say a couple months, maybe I might consider that, so. We also have a Padme team. Anakin is supposed to carry this team. GK is intentionally at low gear because A, I'm broke, and B, what will happen is if... I assume someone would like to take a Vader against this. So they go into Merciless, or they'd Crush if it's a Palpatine lead. If they were to Crush, it would drop Kenobi below 50%. I bet it would have crit someone, so Kenobi would pull up a taunt, grant Anakin crit immunity. Anakin's gonna move, likely do the AoE, unless it's a solo. And then he'll grant his entire team some protection up, which will allow them to resist more debuffs. So, yeah. This is a rough team for Vader solos, and Vader in general, and that's the point. If they try to do the Culling Blade on Anakin, he'll probably have crit hit immunity, because I doubt... Padme and Anakin are both not going to get crit from that. I bet one of them is going to get crit from the Force Crush. So, yeah, I'll put crit hit immunity on Anakin, and they'll be forced to kill GK, which will trigger Anakin more. So, we also have Geos. This is just a short PSA. Always run, never run Soldier in a 3v3 team. I can understand maybe a little bit with Soldier and, Poggle, but just because a soldier is higher gear, it doesn't mean he's better. I think you want to be running Brood, Poggle, Spy. You could also make a case for Sunfac, but Sunships, he's a more expensive to gear, so I have him at lower gear, which contradicts what I literally just said earlier. But I think Poggle is much better, because having 2 full team cleanses and being able to ability block, especially if you have like a fast Spy, you can get out of the gate. Try the, or what's it called? If your Geos are on defense and you have a fast Spy, which is very popular now that Darth Locator is spreading the message around, he can easily get ability block on the Vader, because if you're running a fast Spy without Poggle, then you're just going to Spy-elate Vader, he's not going to die, and you're going to just dispel the buffs on him, which he would have no buffs. So, I think ability block is much more important in that scenario. Dooku Daka Zombie. This is mainly to just separate these 2 teams into 2 different teams. Dooku can even do fine on his own. Eventually, I might want to bring up the Armorer to help out Dooku with his solos. But Daka Zombie are there to stall, and I highly doubt Dooku would be killed first in that instance, but if he was, then Daka can probably bring him back. I know my Zombie is not gear 10. It requires a stun gun to get to gear 10, so I'm thinking about putting a stun gun on Zombie, but I don't know. So, ideally, if I could collapse these two teams and make a super team, then I put Newt, Dooku, and Jango. And then we have Sith here, Darth Maul, Bastila Unfallen, Sith Marauder. You can also put, if you're a Sea Rusher, you can also put Palpatine in the center, or sorry, not Palpatine, Sidious. We have our Revan here. I say Jolee and Ezra could be interchangeable. I don't have the Jolee revive, so Jolee doesn't really do much. Then we have Communist Luke. I think he's just there for Han shoots first, because if I ever get into a Vader mirror match, I'm going to need to pull Han out of this CLS team. So that's why I typically don't put CLS on defense, because if I need to pull Han out, I don't want him to be on defense. And then we have this brilliant team here. So yeah, that's pretty much all for the roster review. I guess we could check Grand Arena a bit. So, yeah. I'm number 401 in the world, not too great. I mean, I've gotten Kyber Contender, so I've been... I believe I was either number 6 or number 8 globally at some point, and then the next season I got number 40, and this season I'm probably going to do even worse. But yeah, we pushed up into Division 10, so it's changing a bit. So, definitely glad about this Marauder. I think I should have him Relic within the next 2 weeks, so he would be a great addition to the team. But anyway, I think that's all, so see you guys in the next episode. Peace.